Welcome back to Arcanum, everyone. I'm your host, the Social Solipsist, and it's now only been, well, about 48 hours. I guess it's been about the same for you. Yeah, that last episode was a doozy, huh? Some of you may be surprised that I'm back. But once I was able to step back, sleep on that whole snafu, and step back from it for a little bit, a lot of it was unfixable, right? A lot of that was just, hey, this game is broken as shit, designed like shit, unfair as shit, whatever. But a few of those things I probably could have fixed by, cheating more. So, in the interim, I have given myself a bunch more points. I also came to some realizations about my build at the moment. Because between the perception as reduced by my helmet and the fact that I do just generally not have 18 perception, that is... it's hard to tell because all the math is obfuscated, right? But it's certainly not helping my ability to use firearms. What's strange is just that based on the statistics that you pull off of, wait a minute, where the fuck is my gun?
What is it that you want of me?
I'm hoping you have my gun. Okay, you have the elephant gun. You have the repeater. You've got the looking glass. Okay. I don't remember doing that, but had me worried there. Anyway, what I was saying was, oh, I guess I do need to pull that off of...
Yes, sir.
Him to... Jesus, what do I give you? What can I trust you with? Can I trust you with that? I don't suppose you'll use... Actually, I think the only person who I've seen use it is, Sog. Can I give you this one, or are you gonna try and use that one? Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay. So, my base to hit with both these guns is 120%, which after doing a little bit of research is not amazing, contrary to the whole, percentage thing, but it is pretty good. Whether or not it is good enough not to blow my head off half the time remains to be seen. I'm really pretty distressed that not only do I not get to see this math in-game anywhere, but also nobody seems to have derived it either. I have not seen anybody who has picked apart all the math and said, here's what you're getting under the hood. And given the fanaticism of some of the fans, I am a little surprised, because this is exactly the kind of thing that they and I would probably get into. If I liked this game more, I should say. I just happen to be that type of person. So there's that. Apparently, well, okay, let's take a look at this for a second. Let's make another save. Yes, I know I'm naming it the same thing. Don't worry about it. It's has to do with the way the saving scheme works and trying to keep track of my actual save files, which don't use the save names you give them. It's totally arbitrary. Thanks for that. Okay. So if I prop my perception up, that brings my firearms ability up to the full amount. I sort of wanted to see before that, but let's see what my to hit is now. It's now only 125%. That's not dramatically better. So the question becomes, what's actually affecting that? Is it my lack of additional training? Oh, and 20 is the maximum value. Okay, well, that's good to know. And again, that doesn't prop me up any further. So, if I take off this helmet, what do I get? No improvement, despite the fact that I have a higher derived perception stat now. So the other part I don't quite understand, even after doing some research, is aptitude adjustment for critical failure. Now, there's that, and then there's the alignment thing, which is supposed to also affect your effectiveness with firearms because they are a tech weapon, even though they're not under the tech tree. Go fucking figure. I don't know. And nowhere is that sign posted as far as I can tell. Certainly not on the gun. So there's a lot to unpack and pretty much no answers, unfortunately, is the reality that I'm realizing now. So, I guess we'll see. I'm going to load back that last save. And we're going to see if I have any better luck. The one thing that that I did change as well, in addition to giving myself points, was to bump my tech up. I was at like 25 magic instead of 71 tech. Don't ask me why it's 71. The values in the editor are totally arbitrary. I could not select 70 or 75, so 71 it had to be. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, so what I'm curious about is, does changing that alone give me a better hit rate and less critical failure chance? I would love to see if somebody can point me to a place where I can see my actual derived chance of critical failure. I would love that. But I don't think that exists. I think that would be asking far too much of this game. You know, I haven't even looked at Azram's star yet. I'll be honest, that looks like shit. That looks totally uninteresting. I mean, is that a reference to, oh, what's that movie from the 80s? I want to say Krull. Hold on. Now I need to know. I've never actually seen it. I know the weapon because the cover of the film is just the dude holding up the weapon. It totally is. It's Krull. It looks exactly like it. It's the spitting image, except for it's like slightly more silvery than gold. Okay, is Azram a reference to a character in that film? All of the results seem to be just saying that drawing the connection, but not saying that there's an Azram in that film. Okay, well, whatever. Sorry, we've just been sitting here for 10 minutes not doing anything. I hope this isn't boring as hell. By the way, as I usually do in my intro, since we're still in the intro, tonight I am drinking Trentatré Rosso. I don't know, man. It's Italian. It's imported. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's very strange. I don't know what to make of it. It tastes very chocolatey, and not in that, like, absurd, you know, artificially flavored kind of way that you get in some, like, chocolate beers. But there's a lot of, like, other organic compounds in it that just really add up to a weird mix of stuff. I actually haven't had any yet tonight. I opened it last night, so we'll see if it mellowed at all. It did a bit. The chocolate's kind of gone away. Quite a bit. Unfortunately, it leaves behind those other flavors that were kind of throwing me off. And my snap, it's not formaldehyde, but there's something there. There's something, like, funky and chemically and belongs in a lab. Kind of. What is that? I don't know. There's some sort of rotten funk going on. It's the 2016. I don't recommend it, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I'll come around suddenly. Okay, what the fuck are we doing in this game? Welcome to the Social Solipsist podcast. Do we have anywhere else? Well, we could book it to the Glade, but that seems stupid. So the question now is, should we wander around, or should we go to Kintara? Let's wander a little bit before we do anything else. I want to see if I can cross this river. Nope. It's good enough for now. Oh, well. What? That was awfully weird. What even was that? A phage Dragaron. Okay. I think that was just supposed to be a regular encounter, but the fact that it, like... What it looked like was, we stopped by somebody's house, he came outside to greet us, and we murdered him. So, you'll forgive me if I was a little confused. I am genuinely curious what's on the other side, now that we're on the other side of the mountains, what we're going to encounter. Something tells me it's going to be a lot more of the same, with the exception of the new locations that are elven. But I guess we'll see. I am gonna need to find a new place to start dumping my unused gear, because I don't want to be making trips back to Tarrant all the time. I'm guessing, now that I'm thinking about it as well, I'm guessing there's no quick way back to Tarrant, unless we happen to meet Teach over here, and he's willing to boat us back, because I can't imagine that the, what the fuck, green bears? Golden bears. Okay, nothing to loot, I guess. I can't imagine that the humans have extended the train system through the mountains in any capacity. That seems totally beyond their capabilities, especially in the time scale that we've been looking at thus far, which is like basically a few decades. In fact, the train it's been a long time since I've looked at it, but as I recall, the train is still regarded as a bit of a novelty. All right. I'm actually surprised. I was really expecting to like immediately be ganked by some sort of badass thing, and then learn that that was the... Wow. Just standing in a field, I guess. Yeah, I was really expecting that we'd come around here and learn that everything over here is 10 times as mean. When in fact, it's about the same, just with a few palette swaps. And often not even that. Boy, we kill these things so often I don't tend to look that closely, but the way a lot of the bodies just kind of fall in half is pretty brutal. Maybe that's just the standard death animation for the wolves, which just raises more questions. Mostly about the designer of that animation. I just noticed on the recording, I peeked over the recording, and the little bar over here has this terrible moire effect that I'm curious if that's just because I'm watching it on a smaller screen, or if that's actually going to be a rendering problem that's horrible to look at. I suspect it's the former, but I'm not making any bets. Wow, this has been shockingly uneventful. That's kind of spooky. Let's not go past all that. Come on. If we honestly don't find anything else, I don't know. Like... I mean, it doesn't hurt to get extra XP, not that that matters for me in particular, but for the rest of the team it certainly does. Especially our friend Gar. He's only level 19. That's great. Thanks. I'm gonna check everybody's inventory real quick to make sure nobody's dropped their stupid fucking weapon. Okay, we're okay for the moment. I think we should save just in case. There's a whole bunch of other thoughts I had about that last episode, but I think I'll unpack them slowly. Or just forget about them, probably. Forget about them in my wine. Yeah, boy, that was a hell of a time. I mean, I say that, but it'll be just my luck that somebody will... Oh, that's interesting. Poacher's camp. That's a thing to do. It'll be just my luck that somebody watches that episode and goes, hey, there's a really easy way to do this, and you're a fucking idiot. What? Okay. I don't see any poachers. Were those supposed to be poachers? Slither guard. And they're carrying nothing. Which presumably means they're non-sentient. I think this is just what the map tiles look like around here. Well, oh, did I not make it? I didn't make it. Okay, I got attacked before I got there. All right, save real quick. The one thing I will say about that last episode is I will never do another 75-minute episode of this game. At least not under those sorts of circumstances again. I apologize. I have a lot of things to say about this situation right now. For one, well, if no one's here, why is there a fire? If there are people here, why is nobody on lookout? And in either case, why is the fire still roaring? Because you never leave a fire burning unattended. Doesn't matter. Like, it always needs to be in someone's eyesight. Or you'll die. You will die. It's guaranteed. Laws of physics, you know. Well, let's try out my stupid cantrip again. Still fucking locked. Gold. Gold. More gold in the barrel than in the chest, huh? Okay, I guess we'll wait around. What? What do you mean you cannot wait here? Why not? Oh, Jesus. Wow, those were... I didn't even get to look at what those were, but... Muckwalkers, they did a not insubstantial amount of work to us. Okay, hold on. I want to actually see what I'm fighting for once. Well, I guess my team's too powerful and I don't get to see. Huh. Well, is it morning enough for you yet? Nope. It's 9 a.m., so nobody's awake yet. Welcome to Arcanum. Unless it's nothing at all. Anything? Anyone? Huh. Well, maybe it's something we have to come back to later. For some quest or something. Okay. Let's make our way to Kintara. See what we run into along the way. Goddamn bears, I tell you what. Apparently this bear is locked. Sure, whatever you say, game. I'm gonna give somebody in Kintara a stern talking to.
Good hit, sir.
Stern talking to about Knatha. Somebody's gonna get an earful. I feel like we're over-leveled for this area. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, Ice Maker. It's all you, man. It's all you. Yeah, you're right. Next time on Arcanum, we're gonna make our entrance into Kintara and probably die. I don't know. That's just my expectation.